everybody, Cynda Sells here, and you're joining us for episode number 68 of Cynda Tells TV. Today I have my beautiful agent here at Cynda Sells, Rachel Chapman, and we wanted to talk today about a difficult situation that she had with an inspection. So I'm going to kind of lead her into and ask her questions, and she's going to tell you how she worked this out. So you had a client, a buyer client that you were working with,
Yes.
that had put an offer on a home. And you did inspections, and then you could take it from there.
Okay, right. And so when we received the inspection report back, it was several pages long, and they were asking for everything to be repaired or fixed on the inspection report. And they were not willing to negotiate on anything. They wanted it all fixed, all or nothing. And so I had not been in that situation before, and so I had gone back to Cynda to ask for her help and guidance with that, and how we should present this to the other side, to the sellers who are selling the property. And
well, you know, and sometimes that happens a lot, because sometimes we'll get an inspection that they just picked it half to death. And of course, just like everything else in the world, there are better inspections and not so good inspections or inspectors. Same thing with realtors and everything else out there. But in this case, he did a pretty good inspection.
Yes, it was.
But so there weren't things that were just completely unreasonable on there. It was just the buyer was being unreasonable, right?
Right. And a lot of them were just typical home maintenance things that needed to be addressed and taken care of. It wasn't anything that was like super duper major or structural, problems with the home. It was just like a lot of nitpicky things. Yeah.
Like maybe some torn carpet, or a handle on a door falling off, those types of things that probably shouldn't be there, but they are. And Rachel, when we talked about it at the time, I know that you did everything in your power to try to keep the deal together with them, but they were fighting you. They were fighting you on it.
Yeah.
And so what we decided was, number one, we don't want to fight with our clients, and we don't want to argue with our clients, right?
Right.
But what was the other thing that we decided, that really what was the heart and the root of why they were acting the way that they were about this?
I think it was because they really didn't want the home, and they didn't come out and tell me that, but because they were wanting everything to be fixed and repaired on the house, then in the end, that's what we wound up, finding out. They really didn't want the home. And so we did finally eventually wind up having to walk away from it, because the seller just couldn't take care of everything. They just couldn't repair everything. It was a little bit unreasonable.
Right.
For them to ask for all of those things to be done.
Right. Now, you did negotiate, though. You did negotiate. You tried to negotiate with the seller.
We tried. And they came back to us a couple times with some things that they were willing to do, and then they were willing to give us a chunk of money in lieu of the repairs, but they wouldn't even go for that. They wanted it all fixed, and that was it. They didn't even want the money in lieu of the repairs.
Right.
Yeah.
So, sometimes what you have to remember, we are consultants to our clients. So sometimes all the time actually, we need to be in tune with what's going on. I think it's a good idea, and we thought later on that it probably would have been a good idea for Rachel to get across the table with them and really got into their heads a little bit to find out what was really going on. Because if you do that, and you make that effort to get in front of your people and really find out what it is, and let them know that you care about them, that you love them, and you want to do what's best for them, then they'll typically open up to you. And these are just kind of things that we learned as we go along.
Right. And
now Rachel is a big time producer. She's gone through a lot of inspections. But that's just kind of an idea of what goes on in our world, in the real estate world, and we're grateful that we get to be real estate agents and we get to serve people every day. So if you have any questions about it, reach out to Rachel at 816-600-7355. She's going to be happy to help you with buying and selling a home.